Nosferatu, is it good? Is it Voyage of the Demeter bad? Well, we're gonna answer all those questions on Shirtless Reviews, where I review things, you guessed it, shirtless. So clutch your pearls and your opinions, because we're gonna get into these things faster than you can say Nosferatu. Anyway, is Dracula hot? Well, addressing the elephant in the room, he is a little bit hot, but I will say that they did my man dirty with that mustache. He'd be looking like the Pringles mascot out here. And not to mention, his legs were the size of twigs, and that just doesn't do it for me. Is the movie scary? So obviously this is kind of subjective, right? I wouldn't say scary is the thing that kind of encapsulates what Nosferatu is. I would say unnerving, maybe, is a bit of a better word to describe the film. And if there's anything that Robert Eggers has proved that he's really, really good at, especially with The Lighthouse and The Witch, it's that slow burn feeling that, like, that you know something's gonna happen, that you know something's wrong, and it's just kind of creeping up on you. He also does like a phenomenal job kind of putting you into passenger seat with Nicholas Hoult, making you feel a bit awkward, like the character is, to the point where you just don't even want him to go look at the count. You're just kind of like, just don't do that. You know, I became the audience member where I'm like, you shouldn't go in that castle. You shouldn't go on this trip. You just shouldn't do what the movie wants you to do. Which actor was the best? I mean, this is kind of an impossible question because every actor was like just absolutely perfect. Willem Dafoe slayed it. Lily Rose Depp was like just had you at the edge of your seat every time she was in frame. But I really think that Nicholas Hoult and Skarsgård, they nailed it. Like, Nicholas Hoult has this thing where if I needed someone to play like a high school version of me, like when I was like a really big pushover, he's the guy that's getting cast, because there's nobody better at playing a pushover than Nicholas Hoult. There's something about him that just makes you feel kind of like, oh, sweetheart, you're trying your best. You're doing what you can. And then on the other end of things, there's Skarsgård playing the Count. And this guy was just like crafted by the gods to play like just the weirdest goober like creatures in Hollywood. And after Pennywise and now the Count, I just think anytime there's a monster in like a big budget movie, just call Skarsgård. You can't mess up when you go that route. Is it the horror movie of the year? I'm sorry, but that's Late Night with the Devil. I'm so sorry. I just love that film so much. What's the best scene? I mean, I didn't realize that there was gonna be Dracula dong on my bingo card, but, well, it's in there. Any bad parts? I mean, I think the ending was, I would put it kind of in a lackluster category. I think the whole film is really well done, and it gives this big like looming sense of disaster coming, to the point where it's like, you know, the Black Plague is coming and all these things, and people are just like falling left and right. And then the ending, I'm not going to spoil it, just kind of happens, and then the movie's just kind of over. So I mean, it is what it is. It's not terrible, but it left me wanting a little bit something different. Would you recommend Nosferatu? You're darn tootin' I would. Look, if you like Robert Eggers' past work, you will love this. It's kind of like an amalgamation of everything he's been kind of putting into his films so far, just rolled up into one nicely created package. I mean, if you like creature features, you'll love this. Even if you like contemporary horror or stuff like Ari Aster, you're gonna enjoy it. There's even some jump scares spliced in there that genuinely got me quaking in my bussy, you know. And I think it's again not my favorite film of the year, but I think especially as far as remakes go, it's really, really good. It's a really good standalone piece too, if you haven't even seen the original Nosferatu. So I would highly recommend checking it out. For me, it's like a 4 out of 5 star horror film. And yeah, I got nothing else to say about it. It's a really good film. It was a good time watching it. I'll probably rewatch it at some point, maybe next Halloween. Let me know in the comments if you got any thoughts about this film. Like it if you love horror movies and reviews, and subscribe. I'm Alex, or Yesterday's Youth, and I will see you next time, nerds, okay?
Bye now.